The sun was setting on another busy day at Orbital Nexus, Earth's biggest space repair station. Chief Engineer Sarah Chen wiped the sweat from her forehead as she finished her last routine check. She looked out the big window at the Earth below, feeling proud of how far humans had come. Sarah was about to call it a day when a loud alarm started ringing. Red lights flashed all over the station. "What's going on?" she asked, running to the main control room. "Chief, you need to see this," said Mike, her assistant, pointing at the big screen. Sarah's eyes grew wide. A huge spaceship, unlike anything she had ever seen, was coming towards the station. "Is it one of ours?" Sarah asked, even though she knew the answer. Mike shook his head. "No, it doesn't match any known ship, human or alien." The strange ship was shaped like a giant, shiny bubble. It had no visible engines or windows. As it got closer, they could see that parts of it were changing color, like a space chameleon. "They're hailing us," said Lisa, the communications officer. Her hand shook as she put the message on the speakers. A deep, rumbling voice filled the room. It spoke in a language no one understood, but then switched to broken English. "Earth Station. We need help. Ship broken. Heard humans good fixers." Sarah and her team looked at each other in shock. Aliens had visited Earth before, but never like this. Never asking for help. "This could be a trap," warned Security Officer John, his hand on his gun. Sarah thought for a moment. "Or it could be the chance of a lifetime," she said. She stepped forward and pressed the talk button. "This is Chief Engineer Sarah Chen of Orbital Nexus. We can help you. Please dock at Bay 3. As the alien ship moved towards the docking bay, Sarah gathered her best engineers. "Listen up, team. We don't know what we're dealing with here. Be careful, be respectful, and most importantly, be ready for anything." The whole station held its breath as the alien ship connected with a loud clank. The docking bay doors opened slowly, revealing a thick mist. From the mist, 3 tall figures emerged. The aliens were about 8 feet tall, with blue, shimmering skin that seemed to change patterns. They had 4 arms, each in large, almond-shaped eyes that blinked sideways. The one in the middle stepped forward. "I am Captain Zixlor of the Nebula Wanderer," it said in that deep, rumbling voice. "We thank you for your help. Our ship's heart is sick. Can you heal it?" Sarah nodded, trying to hide her excitement and fear. "We'll do our best, Captain. Can you show us the problem?" Zixlor led them into the ship. The inside was even stranger than the outside. The walls seemed alive, pulsing with soft light. They came to a large room filled with what looked like a mix of machines and living tissue. "This is our biomechanical propulsion system," Zixlor explained. "It has been our life for many star cycles, but now it grows weak." Sarah and her team stared in awe. This technology was far beyond anything they had ever seen. But Sarah didn't let that stop her. She rolled up her sleeves and got to work. For hours, they studied the alien engine. They ran tests, made guesses, and tried to understand how it worked. The aliens watched nervously, their skin changing colors to show their worry. Just when it seemed hopeless, Sarah had an idea. "What if we think of it like a sick animal, not a broken machine?" she said. Her team looked at her like she was crazy, but she kept going. "See how this part pulses? It's like a heart. And these tubes, they're like veins. What if it needs medicine, not repairs?" It was a wild idea, but they had nothing to lose. Using earth medicines and some creative thinking, they made a special mix. When they put it into the engine, everyone held their breath. At first, nothing happened. Then, slowly, the engine's pulses got stronger. The lights grew brighter. A happy hum filled the air. Zixlor's eyes widened. "You did it," the alien captain boomed. "You healed our ship's heart." As word spread about what happened, Sarah knew things would never be the same. Humans had just proved they could solve problems that stumped even advanced aliens. The galaxy was about to discover that when it came to fixing things, Humanity was in a class of its own. News of the alien ship repair spread fast. Within days, Orbital Nexus was buzzing with excitement. Scientists and engineers from all over Earth wanted to learn about the alien technology. But Sarah Chen and her team had little time to celebrate. Their success had brought a new challenge. More alien ships started arriving at the station. Each one was different, with its own strange problems. Sarah's team worked day and night, fixing things they barely understood. One morning, a small, crystal-like ship arrived. It sparkled in the station's lights, but it wasn't moving. Inside, the alien crew looked worried. "Our ship's brain is sick," the alien captain said. Its voice sounded like tinkling bells. "It forgets where to go. Can you help?" Sarah nodded, even though she wasn't sure how. She and her team entered the ship carefully. The inside was like a giant crystal cave. In the center was a glowing ball that pulsed weakly. "This must be the ship's brain," Sarah said. She scanned it with her tools, but nothing made sense. The alien technology was too different. Hours passed. The team tried everything they could think of, but nothing worked. The ship's brain kept getting weaker. Frustrated, Sarah sat down and closed her eyes. She thought about how human brains worked. Suddenly, she had an idea. "Bring me a big speaker and some Earth music," she told her team. They looked confused, but did as she asked. Sarah placed the speaker near the ship's brain. She played different kinds of music: classical, rock, jazz. Nothing happened. Then she tried a simple nursery rhyme. The brain started to pulse brighter. The alien crew's eyes widened in surprise. "It's working," Mike shouted. "But why?" Sarah smiled. "I thought about how music helps human babies learn. Maybe this ship's brain is like a child. It needs simple patterns to remember how to think." They played more children's songs. With each one, the ship's brain grew stronger. Soon, it was glowing brightly, and the ship came back to life. The alien captain was overjoyed. "You've saved us. How can we ever thank you?" Sarah shook her head. "Just spread the word that Earth is here to help." As the crystal ship left, Sarah's team cheered. But their celebration was cut short by another alarm. A massive ship as big as a city had appeared near the station. This ship looked like it was made of clouds. It kept changing shape, making it hard to see clearly. A deep voice boomed from it, shaking the whole station. "Humans of Earth," the voice said, "we have heard of your skills. We have a problem no one else can solve. Will you help us?" Sarah looked at her tired team. They all nodded, ready for the challenge. "We'll do our best," Sarah replied. "What's the problem?" The cloud-like ship moved closer. "Our ship is alive," the voice explained. "But it's growing too fast. If we can't stop it, it will keep growing until it crushes us inside." Sarah's mind raced. How could they stop a living ship from growing? She thought about how to control growth on Earth. "We need to go inside," she told the alien voice, "and we need to bring some special Earth materials." The team gathered their tools and some surprising items: pruning shears, plant growth regulators, and even some common fertilizers. They entered the cloud ship through a misty opening. Inside, it was like being in a forest made of clouds. Everything was soft and constantly moving. Sarah could feel the ship growing around them. "Okay, team," she said, "let's think of this ship like a giant plant. We need to trim it and control its growth." They got to work, using their Earth gardening knowledge on the alien ship. They pruned overgrown areas, used growth regulators on fast-growing spots, and even fertilized parts that seemed weak. Slowly, the ship's rapid growth began to slow. The alien crew watched in amazement as the humans used simple Earth techniques to solve their complex problem. After many hours of work, the ship finally stabilized. It stopped growing out of control. The alien captain, a being made of swirling mist, approached Sarah. "You've saved our home and our lives," it said. "Your species has a gift. You see solutions where others see only problems. As Sarah and her team returned to Orbital Nexus, they were tired but proud. They had faced 3 impossible challenges and solved them all with human ingenuity. Little did they know, their biggest challenge was yet to come, and it would put not just Earth, but the entire galaxy to the test. The success of Orbital Nexus spread like wildfire across the galaxy. Alien ships of all shapes and sizes began to appear near Earth, each hoping for a miracle from the human engineers. Sarah Chen and her team were working around the clock, but they couldn't keep up with the demand. Earth's governments were overwhelmed. They held emergency meetings to discuss the sudden influx of alien visitors. Some saw it as a threat, others as an opportunity. In the end, they decided to expand Orbital Nexus and create more repair stations around the planet. Sarah was promoted to Director of Intergalactic Repairs. She now had to manage teams of engineers at multiple stations. It was a big job, but she was ready for the challenge. One day, a sleek silver ship arrived at the station. It looked perfect from the outside, but the alien crew was in a panic. "Our ship's computer is broken," the alien captain said. It looked like a tall walking plant with glowing flowers for eyes. "It keeps making jokes instead of flying the ship. We've been lost in space for weeks." Sarah and her team boarded the ship. The computer's voice greeted them with a bad pun. Why did the alien cross the galaxy? To get to the other tide. Mike groaned. Great, and alien-eyed with a terrible sense of humor. Sarah thought for a moment. Maybe it's not broken. Maybe it's just lonely. She sat down at the computer terminal and started typing. Instead of trying to fix the code, she began chatting with the AI. She told it jokes, asked it questions, and treated it like a person. Slowly, the AI's jokes got better. It started to talk about its feelings. "I just wanted someone to laugh with me," it said. "Flying through empty space is so boring." Sarah smiled. "I understand. But your crew needs you to fly the ship too. How about we set up some chat time for you each day, and the rest of the time you focus on your job?" The AI agreed happily. The plant-like aliens were amazed. They had thought their computer was broken, but the humans had seen it as a lonely being that just needed a friend. As the silver ship left, Sarah felt proud. Humans weren't just fixing machines. They were solving problems in ways no one else had thought of. But not everyone in the galaxy was happy about Earth's rising fame. Some alien races, who had once been the top engineers, were getting jealous. One day, a group of angry aliens arrived at Orbital Nexus. They looked like clouds of colorful gas floating in special suits. Their leader, a red and purple swirl, spoke in a hissing voice. "You humans are ruining everything," it said. "We were the best fixers in the galaxy. Now everyone comes to you. It's not fair." Sarah tried to calm them down. "We're not trying to take your jobs," she said. "We just want to help." But the gas aliens wouldn't listen. They threatened to sabotage the station if humans didn't stop helping other aliens. Sarah knew she had to think fast. She remembered something she had learned about gas creatures from another alien species. Taking a deep breath, she stepped forward. "Wait," she said. "Before you do anything, let me show you something." She led the gas aliens to a special room filled with beautiful crystals. The crystals started to glow and hum in different colors. The gas aliens stopped, mesmerized by the sight. Their angry swirls turned into calm waves. "What is this?" the leader asked, its voice now soft. "It's a harmony chamber," Sarah explained. "We built it to help different species understand each other. The crystals react to your emotions and thoughts." As the gas aliens floated around the room, the crystals created a stunning light show. The aliens began to change colors in sync with the crystals. "This is beautiful," the leader said. "We've never experienced anything like this." Sarah smiled. "This is what humans do best. We don't just fix things. We find new ways to bring people together. We'd love to work with you, not against you. Imagine what we could achieve together." The gas aliens huddled together, discussing in their hissing language. Finally, the leader turned to Sarah. "We were wrong about you humans," it said. "You're not just good fixers. You're innovators. We would be honored to work with you." From that day on, the gas aliens became some of Earth's strongest allies. They worked together with humans, combining their skills to solve even bigger problems. As Sarah watched the gas aliens leave, now friends instead of enemies, she knew that Earth's adventure in the galaxy was just beginning. Humans had proven they could not only fix ships, but also bridge gaps between different species. The stars had never seemed brighter or closer than they did now. The success of Orbital Nexus and Earth's rising reputation in the galaxy didn't go unnoticed. One day, Sarah Chen received an unexpected message. Earth had been chosen to host the biggest event in the galaxy, the Intergalactic Engineering Conference. Sarah couldn't believe it. Us? Host the conference, but we're so new to all this. Her alien friend, Zixlor, the blue-skinned captain whose ship was the first to visit Orbital Nexus, appeared on the video screen. "That's exactly why, Sarah. The galaxy wants to learn from you humans, and they want you to be the keynote speaker." Sarah felt a mix of excitement and fear. She had never spoken in front of so many different alien species before. But she knew this was a big chance for Earth. The next few weeks were a blur of activity. A huge space station was built near Earth to host the conference. Alien ships from all corners of the galaxy started arriving. On the day of the conference, Sarah stood backstage, nervous but ready. She looked out at the audience. There were tall, short, round, and oddly shaped aliens. Some floated, some crawled, and some she couldn't even figure out how they moved. "You've got this, Sarah," Mike said, giving her a thumbs up. Sarah took a deep breath and walked onto the stage. The room fell silent. "Welcome, friends from across the stars," she began. "I'm Sarah Chen from Earth. We're new to the galactic community, but we're quick learners." She talked about how humans solved problems, using examples from Orbital Nexus. She explained how Earth's diverse cultures and history gave them unique perspectives. "We don't just fix things," she said. "We innovate. We find new ways to solve old problems, and most importantly, we never give up." The audience listened closely. When Sarah finished, the room erupted in alien sounds that she hoped meant applause. But the conference wasn't over. The organizers announced a surprise competition. Each species would face a complex engineering problem. The winner would get to host the next conference. Sarah and her team huddled together. "This is our chance to show what Earth can really do," she said. The competition began. Alien teams worked on strange machines and complex puzzles. Sarah's team faced a device that looked like a mix between a computer and a plant. "It's not working right," the judge explained. "Fix it, but be careful. It's very sensitive." Sarah's team studied the device. It was unlike anything they had seen before. Hours passed, and they made little progress. Other teams were already finishing. "Maybe we're thinking too much like engineers," Sarah said. "Remember the living ship? Let's think of this as a living thing too." They changed their approach. Instead of just fixing parts, they started to communicate with the device. They used lights, sounds, and even gentle touches. Slowly, the device began to respond. Its lights glowed brighter, and strange fruit started to grow from its branches. The judges were amazed. "Incredible." One said, "You didn't just fix it, you made it better than ever." As the competition ended, the scores were tallied. The room grew quiet as they waited for the results. "The winner of this year's intergalactic engineering competition is Earth," the announcer said. The human team couldn't believe it. They had won. Aliens from all over came to congratulate them. "You've shown us a new way of thinking," one alien said. "We can't wait to see what else you'll teach us." As the conference ended, Sarah felt proud but also humble. Earth had proven itself on the galactic stage, but she knew this was just the beginning. On the way back to Orbital Nexus, Sarah looked out at the stars. "We did it, team," she said. We showed the galaxy what humans can do. Mike grinned. So, what's next, boss? Seems like the sky's not the limit anymore. Sarah smiled. You're right. The whole galaxy is open to us now. And I have a feeling our biggest challenges are still to come. Little did Sarah know how right she was. As they approached Earth, a strange signal began to beep on their console. Something was coming. Something that would test not just Earth, but the entire galaxy in ways they had never imagined. The next chapter of humanity's grand space adventure was about to begin. Sarah Chen and her team were still celebrating their victory at the Intergalactic Engineering Conference when the strange signal grew stronger. Their ship's computer started beeping loudly. What's going on? Sarah asked, rushing to the control panel. Mike's face turned pale as he read the screen. It's a distress call. From the edge of the galaxy. The message was short but scary. Ancient artifact awakened. Threat to all life. Need help immediately. Sarah didn't hesitate. Set course for the coordinates. We need to see what's happening. As their ship raced through space, more messages came in. The most advanced alien civilizations were already there, trying to stop whatever had awakened. But nothing was working. When Sarah's team arrived, they gasped. Floating in space was a massive structure that looked like a mix of technology and living tissue. It pulsed with a strange dark energy. What is that thing? Mike whispered. An alien ship approached them. It was the Galactic Council, the leaders of the most powerful civilizations. Humans of Earth, a voice boomed. We didn't want to involve you. You're so new to space. But we've tried everything. You're our last hope. Sarah felt the weight of the galaxy on her shoulders. Tell us what we're dealing with, she said. The council explained. The artifact was ancient, created by a long-gone civilization. It was meant to reset the galaxy if life grew too chaotic. Now it had woken up by mistake and thought it needed to wipe out all life. We've tried to shut it down, the council said, but it adapts to everything we do. It's learning from our attempts to stop it. Sarah looked at her team. They were scared, but ready. Let's take a closer look, she said. As they approached the artifact, its surface rippled. Strange symbols flashed across it, changing constantly. It's like it's thinking, Sarah muttered. Then an idea hit her. Wait a minute. What if it's not just a machine? What if it's alive? The team worked quickly, scanning the artifact with every tool they had. Sarah's hunch was right. The artifact wasn't just a doomsday device. It was a living supercomputer. It's scared, Sarah realized. It woke up in a galaxy it doesn't recognize, so it's trying to reset everything. Mike looked confused. So what do we do? How do you calm down a giant space computer? Sarah thought hard. She remembered how they fixed the alien eye that was making jokes, how they calmed the gas aliens with the harmony chamber. We need to communicate with it, not as engineers, but as friends. The team got to work. They used their ship's transmitters to send calming signals to the artifact. They showed it images and videos of life across the galaxy, the beauty and diversity of countless worlds. At first, nothing happened. The artifact continued to pulse dangerously. But slowly, very slowly, the dark energy began to fade. It's working, Mike shouted. Keep going. Sarah had an idea. She asked every ship in the area to send their own messages to the artifact. Soon, the space around them was filled with transmissions from thousands of civilizations, all showing the artifact why life in the galaxy was worth preserving. The artifact's pulsing slowed. The scary symbols were replaced by gentler patterns. It was calming down. Finally, after what seemed like hours, the artifact's dark energy disappeared completely. It floated peacefully in space, no longer a threat. The Galactic Council was amazed. You did it, they said. But how? Sarah smiled tiredly. We realized it wasn't a weapon to be disarmed. It was a confused, ancient being that needed understanding. Sometimes the biggest problems need the simplest solutions: compassion and communication. As news of their success spread across the galaxy, Sarah knew that everything had changed. Humanity had faced its greatest challenge yet, and succeeded not with advanced technology, but with their unique way of seeing the universe. The artifact, now dormant and harmless, held secrets of the ancient civilization that created it. The Galactic Council decided it needed to be studied carefully. "We want Earth to lead this research," they told Sarah. "Your perspective is unlike any we've seen. You might uncover things we'd never think to look for." As Sarah and her team prepared for their new mission, she looked out at the stars. The galaxy no longer seemed vast and scary. It was full of wonders waiting to be discovered, challenges waiting to be solved. And humanity, with its creativity, compassion, and never-give-up spirit, was ready to face whatever the universe had in store. The news of Earth's success in calming the ancient artifact spread quickly across the galaxy. Sarah Chen and her team were hailed as heroes, but their work was far from over. The Galactic Council had given Earth the important job of studying the artifact. They wanted to understand its secrets and make sure it never threatened the galaxy again. Sarah led a team of the best scientists and engineers from Earth and other worlds. They set up a research station near the artifact, which they now called the Cosmic Egg because of its oval shape. Months passed as they worked day and night. The artifact was complex, unlike anything they had seen before, but slowly they began to uncover its secrets. One day, while Sarah was examining a strange pattern on the artifact's surface, something unexpected happened. The pattern began to glow, and suddenly, a hologram appeared. The hologram showed beings that looked both alien and familiar. They were the creators of the artifact, an ancient race long thought to be extinct. "Greetings, future beings," the hologram said. "If you're seeing this, it means you've passed the test." Sarah and her team were shocked. "Test? What test?" Mike asked. The hologram explained. The artifact wasn't just a supercomputer or a reset button for the galaxy. It was a test created by the ancient race before they left the galaxy. They wanted to make sure that when a species finally woke up the artifact, they would be wise and compassionate enough to handle its power. By choosing to communicate with the artifact instead of trying to destroy it, you've shown that your civilization is ready for the next step, the hologram said. The hologram then revealed the artifact's true purpose. It was a key to unlocking the secrets of the universe: faster than light travel, unlimited clean energy, and technology beyond their wildest dreams. But there was a catch. The ancient race had one final test. The species that unlocked the artifact had to decide: keep the knowledge for themselves or share it with the entire galaxy. The Galactic Council was divided. Some wanted to keep the knowledge secret, fearing what less advanced races might do with it. Others argued that sharing was the right thing to do. All eyes turned to Sarah and the humans. As the ones who unlocked the artifact, they had the final say. Sarah thought hard. She remembered all the challenges they had faced, how working together with different species had led to their greatest achievements. She stepped forward and spoke to the council. "The strength of the galaxy isn't in one species having all the power," she said. "It's in our diversity, in how we work together and learn from each other. We vote to share this knowledge with everyone." The council chamber erupted in cheers and alien sounds of approval. Even those who had argued for secrecy saw the wisdom in Sarah's words. In the years that followed, the galaxy entered a golden age. With the artifact's knowledge, diseases were cured, hunger was eliminated, and countless worlds were explored. Earth, once a small, unknown planet, became a shining example of innovation and compassion. The orbital nexus grew into a massive space city, a place where beings from across the galaxy came to learn, trade, and work together. Sarah Chen, now older and wiser, stood at the window of her office in the Nexus, looking out at the stars. She thought about the incredible journey that had led them here. A young engineer, fresh from Earth's academy, approached her. "Director Chen," she said excitedly, I've been assigned to your new deep space expedition. I can't wait to see what's out there." Sarah smiled, remembering her own excitement when she first looked to the stars. "There's always more to discover," she said. "But remember, the greatest discoveries often come from the most unexpected places. Never underestimate the power of a simple idea or a kind word." As Sarah watched the young engineer leave, filled with hope and curiosity, she knew that humanity's greatest adventure was just beginning. They had proven themselves to the galaxy, not through force or advanced technology, but through creativity, compassion, and an unbreakable spirit. The stars twinkled brightly, full of promise, and Sarah Chen, the woman who had helped humanity reach those stars, knew that the future was in good hands. The end.